This module is related to the challenges of globalization, and that challenges are related to economics. Therefore, they are challenges of globalization in economic sense. Actually, globalization has occurred in terms of waves. In the beginning, from 1492 to 1870, actually globalization has been started. That was the time when different kind of activities happened or different kind of things happened which leads towards globalization process. The innovations, discoveries, multinational corporations are going to emerge. Therefore, they lead towards starting the globalization process. Later, from 1870 to 1914, the globalization process increases and integration is going to happen with a high rate, or it is going to be escalated in terms of more countries are going to integrate with each other. They having more links with each other, and these countries are going to be linked with each other more and more. Then 1914 to 1945, that was the time period when world wars happened and they created disharmony across the world. Therefore, it causes negative impact on the globalization, and dismantling happens, protectionism increases. So all these things causes deterioration in the globalization process. Then 1945 to 1970, different institutional support mechanism have been evolved to again support the globalization process, and just like making the whole world with the same rate of integration, allowing the whole world that it will come back to the original level of integration just like before world wars. So that was the institutional support through World Bank and IMF. They want, or they provided different kind of support, financial support, as well as different kind of strategic support, different kind of reconstruction support, and all these mechanisms helps to increase the globalization process. Then 1917 to 2000, World Trade Organization established, but at that time, the impact of globalization due to the variety of activities across the world increases the climate effect, negative effect on the climate. So it leads towards cost and benefit analysis of the globalization, whether the globalization is more beneficial or it is causing more cost. That kind of analysis was required at that time. And secondly, least developed countries or low income countries, they also try to show their reservation, because World Trade Organization has the motive to make trade totally free. But definitely least developing countries or low income countries, they were facing problems in case of free trade because their industries were not so much matured. Then 2000 to date, actually what has happened, technological revolution allowed countries and societies to again integrate with each other. So the cultural and social integration actually set in during this phase due to the invention of the technology. So there are a variety of components which evolved through the globalization process: the exchange of goods and services, exchange of factor production, resources, then diffusion of inventions and innovations and technologies happened. Cultures are going to be diffused with each other. Convergence of wages and prices occurred. Institutional innovations happened, just like the Federal Reserve System are going to provide the guideline related to fiscal policy. Otherwise, its major role is to make the monetary policy. And the legitimacy and efficiency of the markets were those areas which were actually developed over the time through this process of globalization. If you observe this whole process through this picture, actually this picture shows that once the globalization process set in, actually the discoveries allowed the market to expand. So new markets are going to expand. On the other side, multinational corporations are going to set in. Therefore, their major objective is to maximize their profit margins. So start emergence of multinational corporation set in. On the other side, there are different kind of inventions happen. Steam engine invented, and steam locomotive invented, telegraph has been invented, and the rocket propulsion has been occurred. So all these inventions allow the cost of production to decrease remarkably. And then at the later stage, since that process is allowing the world to trade more and produce more and supply more, the mechanism developed through different financial institutions to provide money supply and to provide other fuel to the economy through the, just like IMF and United Nations and World Bank, they were doing these. Later on, the climate change is going to be affected, and the discovery of microprocessor allowed the whole world to be integrated through the internet. So that was another propelling force which helps to integrate the world across. But most important thing is that at some later stage, it has been discovered that actually climate is going to be face variety of damages due to the globalization process. So there should be some kind of cost and benefit analysis should be done to evaluate that whether the impact of globalizations are going to be managed in terms of climate effect or they are not manageable. So because the cost is going to be increased. Secondly, we observe the globalization with respect to the opportunities which are provided by the globalization and threats, or you can say the challenges. So the point is that whenever we are talking opportunities, the great opportunity which is provided by the globalization is cheap capital and technology. So that is available across the world easily and cheaply. And the labor immigration, which was actually proved through some study, evidence is available that remittances which are provided by the brain drain, the talented people who are leaving the country and then they are sending their profit back to their homeland, their income back to their homeland, and then they are coming back, reverse brain drain, they are coming back in their countries with strong links and established businesses, and they are going to help their economy to boost. So that paid a lot, that creates good opportunity. On the other side, the challenges which are going to be faced by the economies are including the diminishing abilities of the government. The government is going to lose its sovereignty. And here, this trilemma, which was presented by the Roderick in his study, that this triangle actually shows this whole phenomena. If your country is going to hold the democracy and the national state, which is the Bretton Woods commitment, then you have to compromise globalization. And if you want to create connection with globalization and nation state, then the marquee dictatorship, just like the European Union type of situation, may emerge. On the other side, if you are going to ensure that globalization with democracy is going to exist, in that case, global federalism is going to establish, but the nation states are going to be compromised in terms of their sovereignty. So therefore, it is clear that all these three components cannot be achieved simultaneously. One of the components you have to compromise. That is the trilemma which you have to face, or which economies have to face due to the globalization process. Then the globalization process creating the problem with reference to the comparative advantage, which need to be converted now in terms of competitive advantage to ensure that those countries who are having competitive edge, they can sell more goods and services across the world. Weak institutions, specifically in developing countries, they are creating a problem because they are unable to manage the benefits of globalization, which need to be definitely improved. And then malfunctioning of international financial markets, because financial markets are either immature in developing countries, or if they are mature but they are not efficient. International institutions, just like IMF, World Bank, instead they are going to be the instrumental for globalization process. They are going to dictate the world that how they make their policy and what they need to do. So that is creating problems with reference to the priorities of variety of countries in terms of their development process. Widening income inequalities to an extent, it has been observed. Major beneficiaries are developed economies mostly. Still, China, India and Mexico are getting more benefit as well. But lot number of developing countries are lag behind in this case. Distribution of power in international system is more pro developing countries. So developing countries are enjoying more power as compared to least developing countries. Politically, trade openness and foreign direct investment or multinational corporations or capital flows, they are going to choose those areas where political relationships are more or political influence is high. Otherwise, they are not going to be established on the basis of, you can say, the economic need. This is the whole scenario which is going to show the challenges of globalization.